understand, postponing is the pattern which makes you not to see the stark reality as it is and gives you a kind of a consolation. Be very clear. If you don't do now, when are you going to do? What is going to move you tomorrow if you can't be moved today? I have seen even in the people's decision towards the spiritual initiation. For example, to attend the inner awakening. Everyone knows they have to transform, and everyone knows inner awakening is the path. But just by postponing, they console themselves saying, after all I am watching the Satsang every day. What is there? I will go later on, next month, next year, next week. Don't think if you are postponing inner awakening, it is an inaction. If you are postponing inner awakening, you are supporting inner slumber. You are continue to support inner weakening. Don't think if you are postponing inner awakening, you are in some neutral place or inaction. No. You are continuing to entertain inner weakening. Either every day of your life makes inner awakening happen or inner weakening happen. If you live this science of completion, every day makes inner awakening happen or inner weakening happens by default. By postponing the surgery, don't think you are in the space of inaction, you are in the space of unaction. There is a difference between inaction and unaction. If there is no difference as per the English dictionary, I am giving the difference now. Take it. When you need to decide whether to have surgery or not, and you are not deciding, is not inaction, it is unaction. Means you are deciding not to decide. So naturally, till you have the surgery, the disease is not going to keep quiet. It is going to spread and take your life and make more life, the more miserable, make your life more miserable. Make your life more complicated. Listen. I tell you, same way your vasanas, before they make your life complicated. For example, if you are having gas trouble, before that leads to serious complications, use kadkapudi and clean it. If it becomes serious complication, after that just kadkapudi cannot help. Before it can become a serious complication, use the solution. Listen, same way. Same way. Before your vasanas complicate your life, create irreparable damages in your life and body and mind, do inner awakening and wake up. Complete. Inner awakening is like spiritual surgery. Go through it before your vasanas make serious complications. Listen. Listen. Postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is non-action. It is unaction. When you postpone inner awakening, don't think your patterns and vasanas are just going to keep quiet. I read a one-liner. Wife says to the husband, "Hey, look at this computer, it is not listening to my command and working." The husband says, "Honey, it's a computer, not husband." So don't think when you are postponing inner awakening, your patterns are just going to keep quiet. No. So they are going to continuously do their work. All the difficulty on the planet Earth is good people postpone what they want to do and bad people don't postpone, act immediately. Terrorists act immediately. Good people always postpone what they want to do. See, that's the worst thing for the planet Earth, for the world. If you see, always these good people postpone. I wanted to start a school, but I thought I'll do next year. I wanted to start a Bal Vidyalaya, but I'll do after 2 years. I wanted to go for inner awakening. Maybe I'll go in December cruise. Or till you go for a December cruise, all your patterns are going to keep quiet. Is it a vacation or what? All your 9 holes are burning. You don't understand. Look at the stark reality. Listen, good people go on postponing what they want to do. But the terrorists, are they going to keep quiet? Are they keeping quiet? Have you seen a terrorist? I wanted to bomb that building, but I'll do it after 2 years. No. If terrorists think like that, it is good for the world. But terrorists don't postpone. But unfortunate to the world, terrorists go on acting immediately without postponing. Good people go on postponing, thinking, after all, postponing is just inaction, that is not a sin. No. Many times, unaction is misconstrued as inaction. Say, for example, this sphere is here. If I don't move this to this place, it can, if it is just kept here, it can be called as inaction because it is static. But if the same sphere is on a conveyor belt, which is moving, dynamic, if I don't remove, it cannot be called as inaction, it is unaction because something else is allowed to happen. Postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is unaction because you are allowing your patterns to weaken your inner space every day. Your patterns are making more and more complications. You are led to more and more difficulties and complications by your patterns. Your patterns are doing more and more damage to you. Your vasanas are driving you to a deeper and deeper mess. More and more difficult, complicated situations. Your health is damaged, relationships are damaged, your confidence about yourself is destroyed. Inability to tolerate yourself, I tell you, inability to tolerate yourself is restlessness. Inability to tolerate yourself. Understand? Somebody asked me, what is the difference between a spiritual movement and social or political movement? Social or political movement is created by a guy who is unable to tolerate himself. The inability to tolerate himself, he wants to do something and he creates. That is political or social movement. But spiritual movement is a guy completely settled with himself. When he creates, it is a spiritual movement. Outside both will look almost same. Understand? The kind of a mental setup I produce on my next generation, the next layer people, that only decides whether we are a spiritual movement or a political movement. That will naturally have the quality of what I am inside. If inaction is misconstrued as anaction and unaction is misconstrued as inaction, you are in huge delusion. You are up to something without knowing how to face it. I have seen when something which you think you can handle when you imagine and not able to handle when it really happens, what happens to you is called collapsing. When you imagine, you will feel like you can handle it. When it actually happens, you can't handle it. And that time what happens to you is collapsing. Understand? Vasanas are like infection. Just like Satori is an infection, Vasanas are infection. If you get Satori, glimpse of enlightenment, you can take that fabric and weave your whole life with it. Same way a Vasana, if that infects you, there is a possibility your whole life you will weave it with the same fabric of Vasana and get infected. Like if the infection enters your system, it can spread to your lungs, kidney, brain. Once it reaches the kidney and liver, impossible to cure. Same way, if your Vasana reaches, infects you with a self-blackmailing pattern and SDHD, then the complication has become more complicated. Dhyan se suniye. Please listen. So before the infection spreads and makes you weaken, makes more and more weak, makes more and more weakening happen. Please allow awakening happen. So postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is unaction. Can cause many untold dangers, can lead to untold, unexpected complications in your body, mind, relationships, consciousness. Understand? There are some things I wanted to name it as a diseases of consciousness. SD, HD and SBM. Self-doubt, hatred, denial and self-blackmailing patterns. These are all conscious diseases. Before your vasanas become conscious diseases, I request you to go through the great spiritual surgery called inner awakening.